Hello, I'm Adin and in the next couple of minutes I'm going to talk about endgame in Legion. For starters, there seems to be a metric ton of content for the game compared to Warlords, and it really does suggest that Legion should have been the expansion after Mists of Pandaria, or at least that Warlords and Legion should have been combined into one expansion to fill all the holes that are present in VOD. Anyway, there are a lot of cool and interesting innovations for the endgame. The thing that was missing the most in Warlords is outdoor content excluding raids and really boring dailies in Tanaan. And in Legion, we have the opportunity to literally do the garrison missions ourselves with little help from the followers, or as they are now called, champions. This is a breath of fresh air after the garrison system and a welcome change indeed. It will force players to go to the different zones and do a variety of quests while exploring the zones themselves, and more importantly, actually playing their class. Another major plus these missions have is that they have all kinds of rewards, not just Apexis crystals or any other form of currency. So you can do the dailies that you want and or need, meaning if you are a PvPer, you do the PvP dailies and they include doing some sort of PvP. The last time this was done was in Isle of Thunder in Mists of Pandaria. However, those dailies were purely PvE oriented, but you got PvP reward. It would be nice though to not require a reputation if you want to buy the best in slot gear for PvP. Just saying, would be really nice. Anyway, for the life of me, I can't even think of a way this system could fail. Maybe down the line it becomes really tedious to do, but with all the fail-safes they implemented, it's hardly possible, unless there is simply too much of them to do, and it doesn't seem like there is. Only 5 per day. That said, the endgame as a whole is far more friendly to one character players. Don't count on having a lot of alts, at least at the beginning of the expansion. If you want to optimize your character to its fullest potential, there are the dailies I just talked about, there is the profession quest line and maybe dailies for them as well. There is the constant gathering of artifact power, although that will probably be a passive bonus to anything you decide to do, and not a farming fest. Of course, there are the raids, but there isn't much point in talking about them. They are keeping the same model as in Warlords, and it seems to be working for now. It helps that the first raid, Emerald Nightmare, that they showed looked awesome, unlike Highmaul. But the most awesome thing that they showed off was the new challenge mode system for dungeons. Even though the system itself, like the new daily system, are iterations from other games, it is a mode that I think many players have been waiting for since BC. It allows you to choose how hard a dungeon is, and if you can complete it, you get better loot. It's that simple. This kind of system is often found in games like Diablo, Bastion, and most roguelikes and roguelite games. So you can pick which and how many buffs the mobs are going to have in the dungeon. Some of them are pretty insane. One just makes it so that the party is taking constant ticking damage through the entire run. And people will sink tons of hours on this mode, I'm sure of it. The only question is, how will this affect gearing? They mentioned that it can even replace raiding if you want it to. Maybe they meant as a form of endgame and not that you can get a higher item level. Although if you end up beating the instances with all those crazy buffs to it, it might even be harder than mythic raiding. So it's not a bad idea to reward people with the same gear as in mythic raids, or even higher. Plus, this is the first time since Wrath of the Lich King that we have this many dungeons at launch, 10 in total. We even have 5 dungeons only for max level. The most we had since Wattlek was in Cataclysm, when we had 3, not including the 2 rehashed heroic ones. All in all, if everything they showed us at this year's Blizzcon will indeed make it to the game, It will turn out to be an amazing expansion. We just have to wait and see. Thanks for watching and see ya then.